Zimbabwe Republic Police policing the nation to create a conducive environment for the attainment of Vision 2030. It is time for Crime Watch, a program that is meant to cement police-public partnerships as we collectively fight crime. Elliot Kudzai Ganyani is my name. It is always a pleasure to have you along. The Commissioner General of Police Tandabantu Godwin Matanga has effected the transfer of some senior officers in the Zimbabwe Republic Police in order to ensure that the police service achieves its constitutional role of providing quality services to the public in line with the country's Vision 2030. Commissioner Makosa Erasmus is now the Chief Staff Officer, Human Resources. Commissioner Nyabaza Petson is now the Officer Commanding Police Bulawayo Province, while Commissioner Peyton Bangwa has been moved to the Police General Headquarters. The Zimbabwe Republic Police reiterates its commitment to ensure that the malady of crime is tackled without fear or favor in the country. The Zimbabwe Republic Police is usually seized with sexual abuse cases, mainly targeted at the girl child. But in a recent case that happened in Epworth, police apprehended a woman who was in the habit of sexually abusing male juveniles.
Indecent assault cases are a cause for concern. What is more worrying is that these cases, they go unreported while the children suffer in silence. Just recently, we accounted for a 34-year-old Epworth woman by the name Jessie Chari. She indecently assaulted two young boys in aggravating circumstances. She would invite the two innocent boys into a house and asked them to remove their clothes. She would take turns to insert the little boys' sexual organs into a private parts. This happened in the year 2021 on many different occasions for a period extending at least 2 weeks. Later, the two juveniles developed sexually transmitted infections. Sadly, this case was only reported on the 9th of July 2022, which prompted investigations to be conducted. Our victim-friendly unit swiftly reacted to the report and later apprehended the suspect. The suspect appeared at Harare Magistrate Court, where she was remanded in custody as trial continues. We urge members of the public not to conceal cases by reporting cases as early as possible should they suspect that an offense has been committed. Do not take the law into your own hands, but report so that justice can take its course.
When we visited Epworth, we had the opportunity to talk to one of the residents of Epworth who helped in unearthing this story.
Ndakatanga kuona vana ava musi wa 4 July remand. Mwana wokutanga akasvika pamba, ndakatogara masikati. Mumwe wechitu achibva asvika nekunobvira kugeti kwangu achikamina. Aifamba akavhura makumbo. Ndingati komaita sei asi marohwa here kana makabayiwa ende mubayiwa tetenasi sekuti munofamba musina bhutsu. Saka ndopakabva nditi aiwa isusu gogomirai tikuudze asi musaudze vabereki vedu zvinhu zvakaitika. Takabatwa nemukadzi anonzi Mai Nhimbi. Amai ava vakatonditi uya urari vakatibvisa hembe tichitamba bhora. Bva vatiti uyai kumba bva vavhara dhora obvisa chihuri. Zvava zvandibata ndikati iwo munhu ndiani maipasvika sei pamba pamukadzi uyu. Zvikanzi anitori nevana 4. Ndakabva ndatosiya kudya sadza pandati handei kumba kwacho ndinoona pamba pawaita sei pamuri kutaura. Mukadzi uyu maimusvikira sei. Mumwe wacho ndopakazotaura kuti aiwa isusu totori paukama vanonditi titori vazukuru ndigogo. Bva ndati aiwa ini ndakudi ndotonoudza vabereki vavo ndakanovatsvaga vabereki vavo 2 days mande chipiri ndichivashaya. Musi wechitatu ndopandakaona amai vemumwe wacho mukomana. Vanoti imimi nyaya yemukuiona sei vana vakandiudza zvakati vakambokudza iyi. Ndikati ndakunotora mapurisa. Kurudziro yangu ndeyekuti iyezvi tine vana vamwe vari munharaunda vasiri hama dzedu kana kuti vane vazukuru vana mbuya vakura ngavacherechedze vana mafambiro. Nokuti mafambiro nemagariro vangava mwana musikana chaiye ngativasaitire vana hasha ngatitaure nawo zvishoma zvishoma mwana anogona kubudisa chokwadi chake.
Still with Epworth, police apprehended a man for yet other sexual offenses. He was in the habit of molesting male juveniles. We spoke to the community relations liaison officer for Epworth Police.
Micho Mshapure, a male adult of Epworth Harare, was in the habit of abusing male juveniles in Epworth. He would call these boys to his house to carry out domestic chores. From time to time, he would take one boy to his bedroom, whilst the others would continue to do the house chores. It is in this bedroom that he will sexually abuse these boys by taking off their clothes and touching them, their private parts. You would do this repeatedly, one boy at a time. And this happened for a period extending from May 2021 to June 2022. This information came to light after the children divulged their ordeals to their parents. The parents came to report the matter, and we managed to apprehend the culprit at his place of residence. So far, he is facing 4 counts of aggravated indecent assault. It is an issue of concern that cases of sexual abuse against the boy child are going unreported. Let us engage our young dependents, including the boy child, so that we can fight these cases. Meanwhile, Mishom Shapro is remanded in custody after he appeared at Harare Magistrate Court.
Disturbing stories there from Epworth in Harare to do with child abuse cases. Let us always be observant in protecting the vulnerable children in the society. From that story, we are taking a short break. Join us in the second segment. Welcome to the second segment. The Criminal Investigation Department, Southerton Property, Harare, apprehended a syndicate involved in a series of unlawful entry into premises and theft cases. Now we visited the CID Southerton Property and spoke to the station officer in charge about these stories.
This property was stolen through means of unlawful entry and theft in aggravating circumstances. The property was stolen from the period extending from January up to date from the areas that include Red Ridge, Granary and Budiriro. The suspects would force open locked doors using crowbars, and they will get into the houses and ransack the houses and steal various electrical gadgets that would include television sets or even furniture that includes the chairs and the tables that you see behind me. These suspects will then take the property and sell these goods to various buyers who will just take without even verifying where the property would have come from. So this is what led to us arresting these suspects. We would urge anyone who would want to buy second-hand goods to first verify with the police or to check the origins of such properties, because these properties that are being stolen from complainants are being sold back to the communities that we live within. We also want to urge our communities to reinforce the manner in which they lock their doors or their houses. Meanwhile, these suspects have managed to clear 17 cases of unlawful entry and theft cases in aggravating circumstances. And we also want to urge those complainants who could have lost property through the means that I've said to visit CID Southerton Property Harare.
One of the complainants narrated how she lost her property.
Muswa 28 April, takapindurwa nembavha takarara. Vakatora dining room table yeglass iri kumashure kwangu nema dining room chairs acho eblack ayo. Nomva vatora zvekare gas tank 19.5 kg, nomva vatora ka small gas tank ka 5 kg. Saka takazoenda tikanoripota pabhesi pa White House. Ndakazonzwa mwana anga ari kumba kundiudza kuti pane ma-CID eku Southerton asvika pamba aine mbavha yavanga vainayo. Ndopandakazofonerwa nchinzi pane matables nemachairs atarikavha, munokwanisa kuuya kuzoidentify here kuti ndizvo zvinhu zvenyu. Toda kutenda zvikuru basa rakaitwa neCID Southerton. Tine some misconception yatanga tinayo as citizens, but zvaitwa neSoutherton CID toda kuzvitenda kuti at least vabvisa misconception yatanga tinayo.
Moving on, police will not let criminal elements roam around unaccounted. In a recent police robbers shootout that happened in Glenview, Harare, 6 robbers were apprehended. This follows a spatter of reports to do with robbery cases in Harare.
Cases of armed robberies have been on the increase for the past 2-3 months. And of late, we've been receiving cases of armed robberies where criminals were targeting churches, attacking occupants, and then even pastors. They would get inside the houses and target safes, which are always kept at the houses, where churches are always keeping their money. They would then take the safes and blast those safes and collect large sums of money. In recent cases, these criminals targeted 6 churches in one night in Wesley, in Kambuzuma, and in Fakos. And we later received information about these criminals. We managed to arrest 6 of these criminals in a shootout at a Glenview 1 shopping center. These criminals have since been sent to court where they were remanded in custody. As police, we are always giving a warning to criminals not to shoot at police. Because as police, we will not stand akimbo and watch criminals shoot at us. We will always use appropriate minimum force to quell the attack by the criminals. Our message to everyone, individuals, business people, churches included, we always urge you not to keep large sums of money at home because you will be vulnerable to criminals. As police, we want to extend our gratitude to members of the public who are keeping on supplying us information which helps us to rid of the criminals. We also want to urge employers to vet their employees because investigations carried out so far have revealed that some of the employees are conniving with the criminals to rob their employers. We want to give a stern warning to criminals that as police will not hesitate to carry out our mandate of saving and protecting life and property with due respect to human rights and without fear or favor.
A stern warning there to perpetrators of violent crime. Rather live according to the laws of the land, being responsible and law-abiding citizens. From that story, we now move on to road safety issues where the Corporate and Communications Officer for the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, that is Lucy Kuandira, dwells on the outline of the driving instructor's course.
Previously on the program, we spoke about the requirements for enrolling for the Assistant Driving School Instructor's course. Now today we'll talk about the course outline, the objectives, and what you should expect to learn once you take part in this course. The course has got 2 sides, the practical side and the theoretical side. The first thing that we do is we take you for a vision test. That way, we are trying to see if you are not visually impaired. If you are visually impaired, we recommend that you go and see an optician. Moving on to the theoretical side of the course, there are 2 books that are mainly used in the course, which are the Highway Code and the Green Book. The Highway Code is the main book that is used in this course as it carries the rules and regulations that govern the roads. The Green Book contains instructional diagrams which enables one to operate their vehicle successfully. So you are then taught how to interpret the Green Book for the purposes of teaching student drivers. In the practical side, after we have taken you for the vision test, we then take you to a road assessment. In this road assessment, you are being taught basic driving skills such as parallel parking, reversing, 3.10, etc. We also take you for road assessment to assess your driving skills. After the road assessment, we then take you for town driving. With town driving, we are teaching you how to navigate in places where there is high traffic, a lot of people. And normally, the speed limits in the CBDs or any town is different from the speed limits that are in the highways. So we teach you how to obey the speed limits and the behavior generally that you should have when you're driving in the CBD. After town driving, we also teach you how to drive along our highways. Just like the towns that have different speed limits and rules and regulations, the highways have got also different speed limits and rules and regulations. As part of your practicals, you are also taught vehicle maintenance. That way you are taught to have an appreciation of how your vehicle functions. After all this, you are then taught the qualities of a good instructor. A good instructor is someone with great communication skills, who dresses well, and who has good teaching skills. After completing your practicals and your theory, you then write an exam. If you exceed in the exam, you go for attachment for a year at a driving school. After completing your 1 year at a driving school, you come back to Traffic Safety Council Zimbabwe to write your final instructor's exam. The exam will determine whether you're a qualified instructor or not. For you to take part in this course, you have to visit Traffic Safety Council's offices, whether the head office or our regional offices, for registration.
Welcome back. We are now in the third and final segment of Crime Watch. We recently visited Murewa in Mashonaland East Province, where ZRP Murewa traffic has been recording alarming statistics to do with hit-and-run road accidents. In an interview with the officer in charge of ZRP Murewa traffic, he divulged that in a similar period last year, they recorded 3 accidents as compared to 10 such accidents this year, indicating a 230% increase. We spoke to him for more on this.
As Murewa traffic, we are much worried about the increase in hit-and-run cases which are occurring along our highways. During this year, we recorded a total of 10 hit-and-run cases, up from 3 cases which were recorded during the same period last year. This translates to a 230% increase. Most of these accidents are occurring during the night, and we therefore encourage members of the public and pedestrians to wear reflective clothes during the night for visibility purposes. We also encourage pedestrians to be attentive when crossing the roads. Most of these accidents are also attributable to human error, particularly speeding. We therefore encourage motorists to travel at recommended speeds and be attentive when they are behind the wheels. In the event of an accident, we encourage motorists to stop and do whatever is possible to save life.
Be reminded that should you be involved in a road traffic accident, be quicker to report that accident within 24 hours at any nearest police establishment. Moving on, the ZRP seeks to educationally empower police officers to improve efficiency and expertise in service delivery. In line with this, police commanders recently convened at Police General Headquarters in Harare for the unveiling of the ZRP College Board of Governors and Exploratory Committee members. The Commissioner General of Police, Tandabantu Godwin Matanga, was the guest of honor.
It is with much pleasure that I join you at this important event where we are unveiling the Police Staff College Board of Governors and an exploratory committee. Ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that the world over, sound corporate governance is the hallmark of successful organizations. And as such, the Zimbabwe Public Police is no exception. The Zimbabwe Public Police is guided by Section 194 in brackets 1 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, as well as Section 11 of the Public Entities and Corporate Governance Act, Chapter 10.31, which calls upon corporates and government bodies to set up boards of governors or directors to superintend over their administration with a view to ensure their efficiency. I am therefore pleased to announce that in compliance with such dictates of corporate governance, we have established an 11-member Police Staff College Executive Board drawn from the academia, industry, and government parastatals. The function of this academic body shall be, among others, to act as a principal policy making and advisory body on all academic matters pertaining to education and research at the college. 2, ensuring that academic standards are met and to ensure academic integrity in admissions, teaching, research, and assessment. and improving institutional capacity and human development as enunciated in the Zimbabwe Public Police Strategic Plan Horizon 2025.
The Zimbabwe Republic Police, in partnership with the Board of Governors, has plans to expand our ZRP Staff College into a fully fledged university by year 2025. Before we come to the end of this week's episode, here are some people who are on the police wanted list. Nyamandlovu Police in Matabeleland North Province is looking for Prince Ngube, aged 17, of Lula Village 1, Chief Delhi, Nyamandlovu, for a rape case. In another rape case, Nyamandlovu Police is also looking for Bongani Ndlovu, aged 32, of house number 17, Bromley Farmer, Nyamandlovu. Victory Police in Matabeleland South Province is looking for Handsome Timila, aged 41, of house number 4993, Magwegwe, Bulawayo, for stock theft. Should you have information that may help in locating any of these wanted persons, please feel free to contact or visit any nearest police establishment. You can also contact us on any of the following details. Our national complaints text number is 0242 703 631. You can visit our website www.zrp.gov.zw. Email us on feedback@zrp.gov.zw. Alternatively, you can also link with us on our Twitter handle @PoliceZimbabwe or like us on our Facebook page, Zimbabwe Republic Police. Be reminded that all Crime Watch episodes are accessible on YouTube channel Zimbabwe Republic Police. It really has been a pleasure having you along. Until we meet again next time, my name is Eliota Kudzai Ganyani. From the crew behind the scenes, see you next time.